Good morning and Happy New Year's. This is Jeremiah from moredirectbooking.com. I have a question for you. What's a hotelier's favorite four-letter word? Cash. This is something that I learned in 2016, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can take the lessons that I was privileged enough to learn last year and apply them for your hotel to take your revenue, to take your cash to the next level. So check this out. So last year, I went to the HSMAI Leadership Conference in Boca Raton, Florida. Beautiful Waldorf Astoria resort. Gorgeous time, great company. And while I was there, I saw a presentation from Jay Litt. Now, he made the point of saying that don't be a revenue manager, be a manager of revenue. What he's trying to say is revenue managers, a lot of times, they're moving the dial, right? They're pulling the levers, they're yielding rates, whatnot, and they're looking at the top line revenue. He's making the point that they need to look at the bottom line, and really that's all that's really important to top management, and so that should be all that's really important to property level management as well. That's a really important point. And I went to the HSMAI rocket training earlier that year. So when I heard that point from Jay, it really clicked. And here's why. At the rocket training, Bonnie Buckheister asked an entire room full of revenue managers, like 40 revenue managers. She asked them, what's your most profitable segment? You know, raise your hand. About 3 hands went up, maybe 4. I mean, these are, 100% professional property level and area level revenue managers, but they didn't know, and that is a troubling fact, because if you don't know what your most profitable segment is, who are you going to go after? And if you don't know who is yielding the best bottom line revenue, how do you know which direction you're going to drive your hotel in to make it to the next level? That's the question we're going to answer here in this video, right? The big question of 2017, how can you reach more of your most valuable guests, your best segment, and make sure they book direct? If we're not answering this in this year, you might be lost, right? If the economy tanks or even remains flat, these questions, they are the elephant in the room. If you can't answer them, you might be deadwood. So let's answer that in this video, right? With this video, I'm going to show you how to get to understand each of your channel costs. I'm going to show you how to track your most valuable segments, and also how to figure out your marketing costs for direct booking campaigns. Because when you're really clear on your marketing costs and you can show that to top management, then you can get the green light to shift that traffic from the OTAs to the direct channel. It takes work, but at the end of the day, it's worth it because it's an asset that you own, and nobody else is retargeting them leading up to their stay. Very important. So let's first of all look at channel costs. So this is a guest-centric customer over in Spain, and this is an overview of their marketing distribution right now. Their websites here, we have Expedia, we have booking.com, and you can see that this is the number of bookings, this is the total profit. So that channel is much more profitable. It's their number one breadwinner, right? But this is also really important too. It all plays in the mix. But just looking at this, we don't really know how much revenue that's going to represent at the end of the month. We don't really know what the bottom line is. We can only see real top line earnings, top line distribution. So let's drill in a little bit deeper. So what you need to do that is to set up an Excel file that will help you track all of your channels and all of your reservations, all your segments over a 30-day window. When you can do that, when you can have that, snapshot in time, you can refer to it every time you need to do a marketing effort. You can refer to it when you're targeting specific segments or when you're making a case for doing a direct booking campaign. So this is how you do that. You set up the left side, OTA 1, OTA 2, OTA 3, OTA 3, your website, your voice channel, your social media channel. Set up all of your marketing channels on the left here. Then set up all the different types of rooms that you have. Suite, king, double, single. This right here, this is coding that you'll use for your segments. This is FIT, this is group, this is families. And we'll do that for each day of the month. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Roll that out for the whole month. And then at the end of the month, you'll have your totals. What you do here is, let's say this is Monday. This is the number of suite room nights that you had. And then you just use a little bit of logic here to, input the correct amount of RevPAR for that channel in that room type. And then it'll spit out your total profit on that reservation. Those all get funneled to the bottom and then funneled over to the end of the month. And at the end of the month, you have a really clear picture of how much Expedia is producing for you, what types of rooms, how many room nights, what type of segment. If you're using Mr. or Mrs. Smith for more affluent travelers from England, you know the type of segment, you know the types of rooms that they go for. And this is really, really important business intelligence moving forward. I'll show you exactly why that is. But just as a snapshot itself, just to be one of those people that raised their hand when Bonnie Buckheister asked, hey, do you know what your most valuable segment is? Think about what that means to your ownership. Think about what that means to how they see you as a competent revenue manager or general manager, what have you. Just that alone shows them that you are a manager of revenue, not just leveraging and yielding prices all day long. So do this, set this up so you can just drop the numbers in each day. It spits out the total at the end of the month. And then at the end of the month, you know your total number of room nights and the RevPAR for each. You know the total channel profits. You know the segment profile for each channel. That right there is very, very important. And then we'll build on that. So now you know all this stuff. And then we're going to build on that by taking all of that and setting your target for a direct booking push. Now that you know where the targets are, hey, this channel is too expensive, but the guests that it's attracting are very, very high-end guests. Why don't we just try to move those guests to the direct channel? Right? That's a pretty good strategy. But to do that, you need to sell the campaign internally, right? You have to show that, hey, if I do this, I'm going to get this. If I attack, I'm going to get 2 birds in my hands. You have to sell it internally. How are we going to do that? We need to figure out our IRR, the internal rate of return. To do that, here's 5 steps that we need to follow. Number 1, we need to target how many birds we're going to chase, right? We're going to target the increase in direct bookings. In my book, 300% more direct bookings in 30 days, I am targeting a 300% increase. This is a huge increase. But let's just say, you would love to double your direct bookings. That would be phenomenal. Everybody would be happy. You'd be the hero of your hotel. So we need to figure out how much revenue that would represent for you. Figure that out. Then how much savings would that represent compared to each channel? So if you had, let's say you had an extra 100 bookings. What's the savings in commissions? What's the savings because now you're not having to retarget them or pay-per-click or win that customer again. Think about those things, those intangibles as well. And then with that in mind, let's say we're saving $15,000. Then we have a budget for a 30-day marketing campaign. And we also have a target for a break-even number of room nights. Okay, so I use the number $15,000. Let's say my salary plus pay-per-click plus retargeting plus social media plus email marketing, all of that. Let's say all of that costs 15 and a quarter for a month. Well, I divide that by the average RevPAR for San Diego, and that means that I would have to win 132 rooms, or basically 4.5 rooms per day to break even. So just to break even, just to show that, hey, I spent $1, but I made $1. No harm, no foul. That's my target, right? But that's not growing your business. You don't just want to spin your wheels. I mean, if the OTAs are giving you an 80% return, you are not going to be happy with a 1% return. So that is the big question. How do we figure out exactly how much we need to make to be better than the OTAs, right? That is the rub. Are 20% commissions to the OTAs less expensive than my own marketing efforts? That's what we should be asking ourselves every day. And this is the formula to figure that out. So here are my costs. Again, 15 and a quarter. My costs, and we plug all that together to get 80%. I would need to book 76 and a quarter in profits for everything to be copacetic. But when I can do that, I have the 30-day track record. I have my campaign. I have the tracking that says I moved $76,000 from the OTA channel to the direct channel. When you can do that, guess what happens? You have become a hero. You have a yardstick that you can hold up and you can say, hey, I know what's going on in the OTAs, and I know I shifted that demand, and now I am a manager of revenue. Congratulations, you should show that off to your ownership. You should show them your efforts, because that shows that you've become an asset to them that is more valuable than a third-party channel. So in this video, we've talked about getting to know each of your channel costs. That's really important, and if you don't know that, you're still flying blind. We're looking at targeting our most valuable segments. We're targeting our most valuable customers, because when you can do that, think about it. There's so much lookalike targeting on Facebook nowadays. You can get traffic very easily as long as you have the assets in place to convert that traffic to business. So get really, really clear on what those segments are with your OTA channels, and then target them through your direct channels. And then also, we looked at how do you estimate, first of all, how much you should target, how much you should expect to come in, and then how do you set the budget, how do you show the internal rate of return, and then how do you prove that it's much much more profitable than a 20% commission through an OTA. We want to show that, hey, we are better than the OTAs, and then everything else that comes in from this is just gravy. And of course, with good tracking, you can take credit for it. So all of this will show you how much it costs to be successful in attracting your best guests. And when you know that, you can take the guesswork out of increasing your total cash on hand. Remember, I said a hotelier's favorite word is cash. Well, cash on hand, when you can show your management that you're bringing that in the door, direct, repeatable business with a higher RevPAR and a higher value in terms of lifetime customer, you might be sitting pretty. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Today we showed you what it takes to protect your hotel from a downward economy, and most importantly, what it takes to propel your career to the next level. Because that's what getting a really clear picture of your business, figuring out how you're going to attack that business, and selling that attack plan internally is really all about. For more how-to videos, please go to moredirectbooking.com, and we have an entire team of 18 hoteliers and copywriters who specialize in doing ROI, measurable social media campaigns to help you get more direct bookings. If you have any questions, shoot us an email there, and looking forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day, and let's make 2017 the best it can be.